Does gender differences influence educational attainment and occupational status in the United States? A comprehensive research study presented by Adu-Gyamfi. For today's agenda, we'll be talking about the background of the study, an introduction or a brief introduction, as well as the framework, methodology, analysis, a short discussion, and the references used. In a world striving for gender equality, understanding the determinants and factors that contribute to gender differences in educational attainment and occupational status is crucial. Understanding the factors that contribute to these differences is necessary for developing targeted interventions and policies to promote equal opportunities for all. The central research problem of this study is to explore how gender differences influence educational attainment and occupational status in the United States. The relevant articles have been identified to provide insight into gender differences in educational attainment and occupational status in the United States. These articles contribute to our understanding of how the complexities and dynamics involved in gender disparities in education and in the workforce. Based on these articles, looking at the bigger picture, the research question necessitates the investigation of various aspects, including personal, family, and societal elements that impact educational and occupational outcomes, as well as the ways in which gender intersects with age and job sector. The research question that guided this study is: does gender differences influence educational attainment and occupational status in the United States? And as such, the associations formed include: is the sex of an individual associated with the educational attainment? Is the sex of an individual associated with the occupational status? And is the individual's educational attainment associated with their occupational status? The study used data from IPUMS USA, that is a comprehensive database of harmonized US census data. The sample size and study setting depend on the specific data obtained from IPUMS USA, that is 6,454,092 entries from conducted survey in the United States. To begin with, the dataset obtained from IPUMS USA was carefully reviewed to identify any errors or inconsistencies. This step involved conducting a thorough examination of the variables, their definitions, and the range of values they could take. It is crucial to handle these missing values appropriately to ensure accurate analysis. In this study, errors and missing values are recoded, suggesting that appropriate strategies were employed to deal with these issues. Furthermore, the data management performed involved the creation of secondary variables. Secondary variables were derived from existing variables to provide additional insights or simplify the analysis process. That is, gender being the subset of sex was measured as a binary variable, that is male or female, and educational attainment being the subset of EDUCD was categorized into various levels such as high school diploma, bachelor's degree, master's degree, etc. Occupational status, yet again, was a subset of DEC field, which was categorized based on the levels employed or unemployed, whereas job sector was categorized into the various fields like medicinal sciences, engineering and social sciences, and the like. Hypothesis test was performed to determine the statistical significance of these associations. That is, the chi-square test of independence was used to assess the association between categorical variables. Additionally, the study employed statistical tests for moderation to explore how the associations between variables might vary based on the moderating factors. The post-hoc test, however, was not conducted in this study. For association 1, that is proportion of respondents by sector for status employed, the null hypothesis is there is no association between a person's employment status and job sector. However, the alternate hypothesis is there is an association between a person's employment status and job sector. This process is conducted for the remaining associations as seen. For association 1, which was the proportion of respondents by age group and sector for status employed, a bivariate graph was plotted. A chi-square test conducted revealed that the x-square value was 12,326, a degree of freedom was 18, and p-value to be less than 0.05. Hence, the null hypothesis was rejected. For association 2, a bivariate graph was also plotted. The chi-square test of independence revealed x-square value to be 6,000, 971.8, degree of freedom to be 3, and p value to be less than 0.05, and as such, the null hypothesis was also rejected. Association 3 also carries a bivariate graph. Yet again, the chi-square test revealed x squared to be 35,144, degree of freedom to be 6, and p-value to be less than 0.05. Thus, the null hypothesis was also rejected. To further analyze the association, three-way bar graphs were plotted. That is, for proportion of respondents by age, educational attainment, and job sector, and for respondents by gender, age, and educational attainment. Overall, the results of hypothesis test suggest that there are significant associations between the variables examined. Specifically, there are significant associations between employment status and job sector, gender and employment status, age and job sector, and age and employment status. These results suggest that factors such as job sector, gender, and age may influence educational attainment and occupational status in the United States. The possible implications for policy include the need to address factors such as gender, age, and job sector in policies aimed at promoting educational attainment and occupational status. Further research could be conducted to examine the specific mechanisms through which factors influence educational attainment and occupational status. One limitation of the study is that it only examines associations between variables and does not establish causality. Additionally, the study may be limited by issues such as small effect size, confounding or lurking variables, and sample or measurement issues in the survey. These are my variables. These are my references, sorry. Thank you.